Hi, my name is Eric, and I wanted to share some ideas with you that I have learned over the years now about fact checking the news. Um, Finding out if government and media reports are accurate. Note, um, I will not be talking about fake news. Nothing that I do, or nothing that the people that I pay attention to or talk to are involved in any way with the fake news narrative, or Donald Trump, or Alex Jones, or any of that business. What we are interested in doing is thinking up ways of critically investigating news reports and stories given to us by governments, etc., etc. So I looked up online how to uh, fact check the news. Came up with some results. I'll share them with you and see what you think. Check the web address. Make sure it's really from a authoritative website. Uh, Look who's quoted. Look for professors, doctors, academics, officials. Check the debunking websites like factcheck.org, NPR Fact Checker, Washington Post Fact Checker, etc. Check the comment section. See if a lot of people say if it's real or fake. Um, a lot of that, to me, sounds dangerously like just appealing to authority, to some bandwagon. Um, what's the popular idea? I'll check the comments section, that kind of thing. I want to share with you 10 ideas of how you can yourself break down a news report, things that I've done myself to very interesting results. And yeah, 10 ideas plus 2 bonus things, so stick around for the end. Number 1, examine all of the photos and film of the event and look at them closely, looking for signs of computer-generated images, strange editing, etc., etc. You can also look at the where. Using Google Maps, using images as much as possible, understand the location that is involved in the story. If you can, see images of the buildings and their interiors. If you can, find floor plans for them. Some of which is available. I mean, any of this stuff, it's pretty easy. I don't want to scare anyone away here. I'm the most computer inept person in the world, hence this video, right? And its quality. So really anyone with just time and patience and some, critical thinking can work through this stuff. Look at the official summaries, the forensic photos, crime scene photos, etc. Listen to the police dispatch, the phone calls, the 911 calls, etc. Look for coincidence or co-occurrence of active shooter trainings or terrorist trainings, or have they occurred recently near the location. Look for emergency response that's very flat-footed, bored, yawning, smiling EMTs, police that are joking, etc. Look very closely at the suspect. The people. This is one that I really find the most bang for your buck. Find the life story, the occupation, the family connections to everyone that you see referenced in this story. Witnesses, the suspect, victims, injured, etc., etc. The lawyer, if applicable. Know their background. This is the one that I find is the most, it's the most easy, frankly, and it just bears so much fruit. I will tell you, it's very, very interesting. Jar of worms. let's see. We're moving right along here. Look closely at the trial. If they appear to be a media circus, if the representation of the defendants are not up to par, you can look at that. Pardon me and my papers here. Also, pay close attention to what I call the medical miracles. That's simply any injuries that are said to have occurred. Look at their time of stay in the hospital, look at their recovery rate, if there's amputations, does this seem to fit timeline. You can look at other medical research and get an idea, does this seem within the realm of possibility? Is it unusual? So on and so forth, just surrounding the alleged injuries. This is a very, again, to me, easy one now, and one that I think is very in a snapshot. Once you begin looking for it, it will become quite apparent, is the emotional incongruity of an event. Like when you throw a pebble into a pond, you're going to expect some ripples. Frog jumps into an ancient pond, splash, that kind of thing. What we're looking for in a tragic event like Sandy Hook is, one, the physical fallout, like I said, injuries, but also the emotional behaviors, the characteristics of grief. Are they there? Are they not? Are they absent? Are they strange? It's what I call emotional incongruity. If you have an event, you're going to expect certain effects that are going to be present. I find, and a lot of people may say, well, everyone grieves differently and everyone reacts to tragedy differently. In the occasion of faked events, there's a great consistency, and you'll begin to see it. So, let's see, we're on page number 7. This is a lot faster than the 40-minute video I just did. I said, oh boy, Eric, you got to slow this down, my friend. So we covered, I believe, the 10 ideas, and here we're down to the bonus. Glad you stuck around. The other thing that you will need in researching these is time. Of course, all the things that I described to you, they will take dozens of hours. You're going to need to push pause on your news intake. I used to be a person, I was checking multiple, I was New York Times, NPR, Washington Post, Le Monde, BBC, Fox, everything, all over the place, trying to collect as much news gathering as I could. What I learned is push the pause button and say, I am going to become specialized in this event now. I want to fully know the details of this event and be able to respond to them. Another part of the time is seeing how the conversation develops around it. You begin to understand the arguments of other people. How do they interact with each other? You might see, oh, this was, I thought, a good idea and argument. I now need to step away from that. This was a piece of disinformation or misinformation. And you get a sense for the social response to it. Are there other people that are giving time and attention to it? Is it surrounded by emotionalism? How do we come to a better conversation and pursue this? There's that time component. The second bonus is intuition. What I found in my life, and you may resonate with this, maybe not, is I didn't understand the genre of news, documentary, government reports. I found myself kind of shutting down part of myself, of my BS detector. Um, does this stink? Does this line up? What is my gut telling me? What are the people's behavior? What am I watching? Is this reality TV show? Is this a hyper-real drill portrayed as real? Am I seeing an exercise or a psychological operation that's only a veneer, that only exists in the realm of media and appearance, where there is no grounding in what we call history or reality? I really encourage people to open up their sensitivity and reconnect to their emotional self. And if you still want to continue watching TV or the news and not do the research, that's fine. But this has been effective with some people that I know. I've just discussed this, and they've come back to me and said, I was watching a news report the other day about a mother who lost their husband, lost their children. It's within 24 or 48 hours, and this person is calm just cool as a cucumber. And it really struck me as odd. And I encouraged that. I said, your gut is telling you something, right? Hey, you could look into it. Not that that is absolutely conclusive, but reawaken that part of yourself. So I was thinking of titling or subtitling this video, and I just might. I'm going to surprise myself after I hit stop here. Something to the effect of, fact-checking the news. It's free. It's fun. It's freeing. What is it freeing of? It's freeing myself from myself. It's, again, all these things that I've listed here. I had to learn in school. How do you think critically? How do you begin to investigate and question something? What would an investigator do? What would a journalist do? And it opens up your confidence in yourself and your thinking. It frees yourself to say, I don't need to necessarily take any authority's word for anything. In fact, that might be unwise. I want to, again, I've learned to trust myself in a lot of areas of my life, and I've had some success doing that. It's led to a lot of happiness and fulfillment. Why don't I bring that same stance into media reports and stories that I've been given through governments? Now you can notice, putting down the paper here, I think I can, in closing, hopefully this doesn't turn into 40 minutes again. You may notice a difference from what the suggestions I found online for how do you fact check the news. Again, I just went with the first couple of results I found on Google. But they were, again, kind of appeals to authority. Just look for authoritative content. Let the journalists do it for you. And you may see the difference between that and what I do and what other people do. It's patient. It's encouraging other people to do the same. Think for yourself. You may come to a different conclusion, and that's fine. Our conversation will be refined in discussing the details and knowing exactly what we are talking about in this event. In my personal experience, using these methods over the past few years, buckle yourself in, because this is going to be perhaps alarming to you if you haven't seen any of my other videos. But I've done this myself, done original first-hand work, invested, for some of them, hundreds of hours, and to find that they had no basis in reality. No one was killed. Sandy Hook, Orlando Pulse, Fort Lauderdale airport shooting, Brussels airport bombing, Parkland, Stoneman Douglas, Isla Vista, the Elliot Rodger event, America's first mass shooting, allegedly in Camden, New Jersey, Howard Unruh, There may be some others. Oh, the Artan attack in Ohio State University, WDBJ shooting. The list goes on. There may be a few more in there. Now, because I have done the work, I can feel confident in these things, and I'm not, again, why I encourage other people to do this work for themselves is I'm not relying on anyone's word for it, or whether that's from mainstream or alternative media or anything else like that. I think that also this is encouraging for young people. So we see some discussion of even SB. There's a bill being introduced. I think it's SB 947. It could be incorrect. Anyway, it's about media literacy and cyber ethics being introduced by Hannah Beth Jackson to help students in school understand how to understand media and watch out for fake news. I'm going to suggest that if we are creating within any educational environment ways of thinking about how do you process information, what are the questions you could ask, what are the avenues that might bear results to either prove or disprove a claim. If you have healthy thinkers where curiosity is encouraged and questioning is the piety of thought, I think we're going to be fine. I think these young people will become very equipped and confident, and they won't be fooled um, by by anyone around them. I hope that's helpful to you. I'm going to post down below links to documentaries so you can get a sense of what kind of research is done. The documentaries, The Boston on Bombing, We Need to Talk About Sandy Hook, and The Life of Adam. And there may be some others down there, or maybe some articles, so you can get a sense of, oh, there's kind of a whole culture of people doing this, and it's fun and freeing, and it's great. So I hope that's helpful to you. If you have any experiences yourself doing such things, please leave them below. I'm very interested in hearing about them. If you have critiques or concerns, please let me know. I'm very open to hear your ideas. This is an incomplete list, by the way. I know other people will give feedback about that. I hope this finds you well, and I hope that you are encouraged to really, again, trust your faculties, trust your reason, trust your gut, and um, have a great day. I'm getting out of here under 20 minutes. That's a true, remarkable success. So I'm going to pat myself on the shoulder. You do the same, just for you being you. Have a good one.